But I gotta say that Nia will straighten people out if she needs to. And I'm the type of brother, I'm the leading man. I can fight some fights for you behind this. No, Nia's like, I got this. She knows how to cuss people out.
Okay, y'all might want to sit down for this one because Nia Long just put Diddy on full blast. And girl, she is not sugarcoating a thing. She's out here alleging that Diddy played a major role in sabotaging Larenz Tate's career. And y'all, the details are wild. As y'all know, Larenz Tate was that dude back in the late 90s and early 2000s, one of the finest and most talented black actors in the game. But then, his presence in Hollywood faded, like it felt like he got blacklisted out of nowhere. Well, according to Nia, Larenz's disappearance wasn't a coincidence. She's alleging that after Larenz linked up with Diddy and started thinking about dipping his toe into music, but along the way, things took a strange and shady turn as Diddy wanted more from Larenz. Larenz wasn't down for it. Diddy used his industry power to get him pushed out. Y'all, this is beyond messy. Let's get into the details because, whew, it's a lot to unpack. All right, y'all, let's set the scene real quick. Back in the late 90s and early 2000s, Larenz Tate was that dude. He wasn't just a movie star. He was one of the most respected black actors in the game. The man had range, charm, and a presence that had women in a full-blown chokehold. And on top of all that, he kept it clean. No scandals, no messy headlines, no clout chasing, just pure talent and good energy. He was that guy you could point to and say, yeah, that's a solid role model. But then out of nowhere, Larenz Tate just quietly faded from the spotlight. One minute, he was that guy Hollywood's next leading man. And the next, it was like someone hit the mute button on his whole career. Now, don't get it twisted. Larenz never fully disappeared. He kept working, but those big blockbuster roles, they just stopped coming in. And y'all, it started to feel real obvious that he had been blacklisted, like somebody powerful did not want him shining. There have been whispers over the years, people saying he got iced out for refusing to play the Hollywood game, allegedly for not wearing a dress or bending to certain industry pressures. But then, in true ride or die fashion, Nia Long came through to speak on it and defend her friend. So here's where things really started to heat up back in December 2024 after Nia Long and Larenz Tate came together for a Love Jones-inspired Christmas commercial for Walmart and Baby. The nostalgia hit hard. Fans were living for the reunion, remembering just how much magic these two brought to the screen back in the day.
Oh. Is this an early present?
I don't like to wait. Merry Christmas, babe.
Aw, thank you. Merry Christmas.
Mind if I play a little something for you?
Let's do it. With Walmart gifts that spark timeless memories, give the gift that shows you get them.
But what started as a feel-good moment quickly turned into something deeper. People started asking the real questions like, why isn't Larenz Tate mentioned in the same breath as today's A-list actors? He's got the looks, the charm, the acting chops, the whole package. And while Larenz has always stayed tight-lipped about what really happened to his career, Nia Long decided it was time to speak out. And sis did not hold back. She dropped some serious tea about how Diddy may have played a role in sabotaging Larenz's Hollywood journey. Now, if you didn't know, Larenz has always had a love for music. In fact, before acting took off, he and his brother actually tried pursuing music. When their family first moved to LA, they were exploring different creative lanes.
When we moved to LA, our dad and our mom just wanted us to do some other things. They wanted us to get into some performing arts. And, we didn't do it to get involved to become actors anyway. I mean, we were doing all kinds of music. We were doing everything. It just sort of stuck, and we kind of got that feeling, and we're like, let's continue it on. And we found ourselves creating a career.
After making a solid name for himself in Hollywood, Larenz Tate still had a passion he wanted to explore in music. So, naturally, he reached out to someone who seemed like the perfect person to get guidance from, Diddy. And honestly, it made sense. Diddy wasn't just any music exec. He was one of the most powerful black moguls in the game, with deep connections that reached way beyond music and into the entire entertainment industry. But according to Nia Long, that move may have been the biggest mistake of Larenz's career. Allegedly, what started as a professional conversation took a dark turn. Nia claims that Diddy wanted something more from Larenz and not in a mentorship type of way. She alleges that Diddy made some very inappropriate advances toward Larenz, even offering him money and promising a major music deal in exchange for, let's just say, things that had nothing to do with talent. Larenz, according to Nia, stood his ground and turned Diddy down repeatedly. But that rejection came with consequences. And if you know anything about how the entertainment industry works, especially behind the scenes, then you know it's a tight circle. Nia says Diddy allegedly used his influence and powerful friends to get Larenz blacklisted, not just in music, but across Hollywood. Even though Larenz got blacklisted, he never stopped calling out for funding for black-owned small production.
We work twice as hard to get twice as less as our counterparts, right? And that being said, we're not valued. I believe we're supposed to be valued. So those budgets are really important for us so that we can have the kind of quality that we can present to the consumer. And the smaller the budget, the more creative you have to get. And we don't have resources oftentimes as our white counterparts. The real deal is we don't own any platform the way we should.
Nia Long choosing now to expose Diddy for allegedly influencing Hollywood execs pretext to blacklist Larenz Tate, the timing couldn't have been more perfect. With Diddy currently tied up in that RICO case and his reputation crumbling by the minute, he's more vulnerable than ever. And let's be real, we've all heard the stories about how dangerous and powerful Diddy can be behind the scenes. So Nia, speaking up now, that took guts. Now, while Nia Long's revelation might not have a direct impact on Diddy's legal case, it definitely pulls back the curtain on the darker side of Hollywood, especially when it comes to how black actors are treated in the industry. It's a harsh reminder that if you're not willing to play the game, or worse, be someone's plaything, your career can be iced out real quick, no matter how talented, clean, or respected you are. But what shook people was the fact that Nia was the one calling Diddy out. Because let's be honest, they go way back. Their relationship wasn't just industry cordial. Nia and Diddy were tight. We're talking almost 2 decades of friendship. Nia was close to his family too. She used to be friends with Kim Porter, and if you scroll through her social media, it's full of heartfelt birthday posts and shout outs to Diddy over the years. So for her to come forward now and put Diddy on blast for allegedly helping blacklist Larenz Tate, that hit different. And then there's this post where Nia talked about how Diddy threw the best parties. While it's confirmed that Nia Long attended plenty of Diddy's parties over the years, it's still unclear whether she was involved in any of the rumored freak-offs or whatever was happening behind closed doors. But what is clear is that her friendship with Diddy is done, like completely over. And the way Nia is speaking out now, it's giving, I've been sitting on this tea for years and I'm finally ready to spill. So don't be surprised if even more dirt starts surfacing, because if she's bold enough to burn this bridge, she just might be ready to expose everything. Stay tuned. Nia Long exposing Diddy for being the reason Larenz Tate was blacklisted in Hollywood had fans talking, and they left comments saying Larenz Tate didn't sell his soul for Holly. Weird. He knew his worth. He had morals and values. He worked with 50 Cent on Power. Hope he works on BMF with him. He's a very skillful actor and very talented. They don't give Larenz Tate his flowers enough. That brother stood the test of time and left the game with his morals intact. Salute. Larenz is so talented. I'm glad he kept his life clear of temptation. Never compromised. So do you think Diddy was really responsible for Larenz Tate's blacklisting? Or do you think someone somewhere more powerful had